Today we're unboxing Thinkific. This video is not sponsored by Thinkific and all opinions expressed are purely my own. I'm Caleb Fortune with Trust Radius, and this first look will evaluate Thinkific by its pricing, compatibility, installation, user interface, resources, support, and reviews. All right, we're gonna run over to trustradius.com. We're gonna hit in Thinkific. What is Thinkific? Thinkific, headquartered in Vancouver, provides their learning management system for online course and content creators to distribute their lessons to unlimited students, featuring content schedule distribution, some marketing features, certifications, as well as quizzes and surveys. Looking at pricing for Thinkific, they have monthly as well as yearly pricing available, which is good to see. They have 4 plans. They're free, basic, pro, and premier. The basic starts at $39 per month, has one-site admin, unlimited courses, students, and content. The pro account, which they claim is the most popular, has unlimited courses, students, content, and 2-site admins. And the premier account, which is $399 per month, has unlimited courses, but 5-site admin accounts. They all obviously have a few additional features. If you want to learn a little bit more about that, you can jump over to our top features that we'll be doing on Thinkific later this month. Now, to put this pricing in context, we will compare this to one of their closest competitors. Let's check out Teachable, and we'll look at Moodle. All right, looking at Moodle, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plans listed. It looks like these plans are based on max users and max file storage. It ranges from free to $1,470 a month, and that's giving you still a max users of 1,000, and then obviously custom pricing would be available as well. It's hard to really directly compare this because Thinkific doesn't have max user limits, so I don't know if we can pricingly say, but looking at Teachable, they have 4 plans, so a little bit simpler, and theirs are free, which is unlimited students. Their basic plan is $29 per month billed annually, and that does 2 admin level users. Their pro, which is $99 per month billed annually, and comes with 5 admin level users. And their business grade is $249 per month, and that includes 20 admin level users. So just to kind of direct compare that to Thinkific pricing, it's pretty close. We're about $10 off on the basic, but then pro actually is cheaper on Thinkific. And Premier versus the business account, it's actually cheaper on Teachable. So it seems pretty competitive between them. It really depends what you're doing. If you're looking for the more affordable option and you obviously the free plan isn't quite enough and you're looking at basics, then Teachable would probably win out. But Thinkific is definitely still competitive at only $10 a month more. Moving into compatibility, I do believe this is mostly going to be browser-based. This should be pretty widely compatible from that respect. When we look at apps and integrations, they actually have their own Thinkific app store. Inside their app store, we have, engagement and assessment, promo kits, Zoom, Facebook. Okay, cool. So we got all these like major companies, a lot I have never heard of. We got Banjaro, Active Campaign. So a lot of like marketing integrations, but it looks like some like form integrations as well. Social. So it seems pretty widely compatible. This is a pretty long list of integrations. Can't find the tool for you. Try using Zapier, build an app. Cool. So, and submit an app idea. That is awesome that they include that. This little module right here should be included everywhere, I think. All right, so moving into installation, let's get started, I suppose. Okay, so we are jumping in. We have to fill out what our class is. We have how to be amazing. Let's do, what can we see with that header? Header's black. What industry we'll be teaching? Software and technology. Moving over. Well, how much training material you got? It's built out as a course. Yeah, we're good. Instructor photo. I have this lovely old headshot. We'll use that. Instructor bio. How to identify myself? Okay. I am a social influencer. I influence everyone's social behavior. That sounds accurate. Now about my business, it's just me. I'm solo. I prefer not to answer. All right, and we are loaded in. Get ready to launch. Okay, so they have a little bit of an interactive walkthrough, it seems like. The text is very large, just kind of from a UI standpoint. But otherwise, installation was pretty quick. Obviously, if you're trying to create a course, I think it would be lovely to experience. For me, I'm just like, how many questions are you going to ask? I want to get to it. You're on your way to success. Get started, plan, create, launch. How to create your first course. Okay. I'll launch this little guy real quick if it wants to load. Oh, hey, there we go. I don't like that I can't see the play bar. Your recommended process for creating. Y'all, you got to change that in bed. I have no idea how long this is. Did I jump into an hour? I can't do this. Put the timeline back on these videos. Good Lord. Okay, let's manage learning content. Let's create a course. Why do they got tabs here that don't expand? It's a tab, but it's a button. Tab, button, tab, button. I don't know. All right, look, I'm not trying to go too hard on this, but all right, we're jumping into our draft here. Load my course. I'm ready to make it. Let's add a lesson. Whoa, okay, course builder, let's go. Short tour. Okay, cool. So this is more of the interactive style. I like this. This is lovely. Add a lesson in this chapter. Cool. Let's do text. All right, let's enter some text in there. Amazingness does not come to one naturally. You must study for years atop the highest mountain with the strictest vow of silence and perfect balance, as well as hand-eye coordination to achieve true amazingness. Awesome, cool. We got our content. Make this a free preview lesson. Of course, I am all about free education over here. Make this a prerequisite. That's a pro feature. We're not pro. Enable discussions for this lesson. Of course, I want everyone to talk about it, because if you disagree with me, you fail. Remove margins in course player. Cool. That seems like a fun feature that I don't really care about. I saved it. It's now in there. This is a whole lesson. This is chapter 1. Add another lesson. Let's do quiz time. One correct answer. Untitled quiz. How to be amazing. In all caps though, because anyone can be lowercase amazing. To be uppercase amazing, you really do need to achieve it, you know, top of the mountain and everything I said before. Question 1. One correct answer. What level of Tetris should an amazing person achieve? Choice 1, 20. Choice 2, 36. Choice 3, the levels are an illusion. An amazing person could immediately see through. Explanation for the proper answer. This answer should have been clear to you. If you struggled, please go back to the beginning and try harder. All right, make this a free preview lesson. Again, everything should be free. This quiz requires a passing grade of 100%. Save it. What? It's listed as a draft. I don't know why, but cool. Ooh, you can copy lessons from. Okay. Ooh, here we go. Now you can do apps. We can do a video. Here we go. Let's see if I have a video file I can just grab some. Can it upload a move file? Here's the real test of its video capabilities. Oh, it's uploading. Just took a while. All right, we'll title this YouTube bait. All right, the text going with this video will be, you should all subscribe to Trust Radius on YouTube. And boom, boom. Awesome. So it's processing. So, hey, it'll definitely take any normal video file you're probably going to deal with. But the fact that it took a move file, pretty cool. Not all websites can do that. So you have bulk importer is another functionality. Different files, PDFs, whatever you need, so you can bulk import. So if you're coming over from Moodle, or you're coming over from a different service, or you just have all of your stuff in PowerPoints or PDFs, you can always export your PowerPoints to either video or to PDFs or image files. Just drop them right in here and boom, you're ready to go. Or at least you have like a starting point that'll get you a little bit further. Ooh, completion certificates. You can only do that at the pro level. So this also, I'm not seeing many features that are like at the basic level. So I'm guessing most real feature locks are hitting at the pro level. So if you're looking for like to offer certs for whatever your business is or whatever you're doing, you will definitely need to be at the pro level. Okay, so you can SEO your course. You really want to get search results. Drip campaigns. All right, so those are all the tabs. You got a lot of control, really. Let's see what the preview does. All course lessons. Class is in session. And loading. How to be amazing. All right, you must study for years atop the highest mountain with the strictest vow of silence to perfect balance as well as hand-eye coordination to achieve true amazingness. Wow, this was a great lesson. Thank you so much for letting me know how to get to my amazingness. Moving on, in our quiz, what level of Tetris should an amazing person achieve? Choose only one best answer. 20, 36, or the levels are an illusion an amazing person could immediately see through. I'm gonna say 36. The answer is incorrect. I'm going to say A. Nope. Oh, I can't reselect. Retake quiz. All right. Wait. Did I not select a proper? Oh, no. A is the correct answer. Okay. So I should actually change that. Well, we'll just stick with it. An amazing person should achieve level 20. No higher, no lower. Moving on. YouTube bait. It's less than a minute video. Hey, there we go. Okay. Looks like they use Wistia. Yep. Using Wistia as their hosting platform for video. We completed it. Amazing. Oh my God. Now you're amazing. I could probably customize that and make it say that, right? We completed a course. Awesome. You can build a landing page for it. Cool. Get real fancy. All right. So we got all this stuff. You can do your banner. Oh, it's going to give us another little tour. This is your page outline. Cool. Gotcha. Okay. We got settings. Okay. Gotcha. Blocks for adding content. Gotcha. We're gonna add a section. We're gonna add bonus material. So if you didn't know about this, being amazing requires bonus material. Okay, yeah, so it's just another module. This is kind of cool. So it's like a little module based landing page builder. Let's exit. Let's go back to our main page. Yeah, communities. We really jumped a lot into the course part of this, but oh, you got to upgrade to get communities. Categories. So you can, okay, you can break these down by different categories. Instructors, cool. Video library. Is it going to show our video in there? Boom, boom. Design the site, which we were at. Market and sell. Oh, cool. You can create coupons. Create your own coupon. Awesome. Oh, you got to upgrade to do it. Cool. And that's it. I'm guessing that's at the pro levels. Oh, no, it's any paid plan. Okay. So some of these are any paid plan. I correct myself. I'm sorry. I got it wrong. Advanced reporting goes by revenue, orders, enrollment, student engagement. Okay. Ooh, that would be kind of fun to see the reporting on the student engagement. That's how you improve. That's how you get better. Look at your data. Support your students. Interesting. Certificates, discussions, reviews, assignments, quiz survey, notifications. Okay, so this is kind of like your teacher's individual like teacher-student relationship tab. User interface overall, after really kind of diving through, I feel like almost every function on this, it's pretty slick. I definitely question why they went with such a large font on a lot of things. I feel like it's wasting a lot of valuable space on the page, but it does make it feel a little bit simpler, a little bit easier to kind of tell exactly where you're going at any given time. Everything was pretty much logical when it comes to like creating the course itself. It played back well. I like that you can track it. I'd be curious about different views. I'm not going to dive into it, but if you can kind of display those modules a little bit differently, depending on whatever your aesthetic that you want is, that'd be kind of a cool function. But otherwise, I mean, it behaves as I expect it to. It reaches the logic I expect it to. It was stable. I didn't really encounter any instability in the app itself. Moving on to resources, I like that. Obviously, you had the walkthrough. I do not like those videos on that front page. And that is really what's supposed to walk every new person through. Like, you gotta show me a timeline. You gotta give me like the speed control for that. And that's under engineering. They gotta update that. They gotta change how that lightbox displays. I don't know who took the playhead out of there, but that's the only way you know what you're getting into. You don't even have like a expected length of the video. That is kind of training 101. That is the expectation of every person walking in to watch a video is I need to know how long this video is before I commit to wasting my time. So Help Center, let's see if they have like resources in the Help Center or if it's just to reach out. They made a demo. Help me get started. Popover. Not a big fan of Popover. It's weird that they use Wistia for everything except for their own like start training things. And we got no play bar. Guys, I don't know what this habit's coming from. I don't know who's pushing this, but it's not good user experience. Not great. I can forgive the popover. I'm not a big fan of intrusive video experience. Give me the choice, give me the full screen button. And that's just kind of personal preference, but not knowing like how long it is, not seeing chapters on the video, not knowing. We made a demo to help you get started. Like, okay, cool. Are you going to go in depth? Or are you just going to go over a few functions? I think this needs some work, guys. This needs some work. How do I get started with Thinkific? Can I set up a custom domain? So these are all kind of more on this. I guess they're resources. Let's see. We got blog, got chapter blogs. Okay, before you begin, sign up for an account. Okay. So this seems pretty standard. So they do like high level topics and break down those even much more in depth. And I'm guessing these are just kind of the top submitted questions. Going further, we have migrating to Thinkific from another course platform. Cool, which we kind of noticed. I think you could do pretty manually, but I'm guessing this just kind of walks you through that. It'd be kind of cool if they gave you specific examples, like Teachable, migrating from Teachable to Thinkific or Moodle or whatever. It seems like all this is like text-based. Maybe I should, yeah, so these are all text-based solutions. I'd like to see ideally more mixed content to it. But you do have a lot of, fact pages and help pages. That documentation's all great. That helps people. But I will say for accessibility, people learn differently than just by text alone. Yeah, I would definitely offer up more video options. So looking over at support. All right, what is our support test going to look like today? So they have the chat bubble. I'm assuming this is how they want me to talk to them when I'm having an issue. Clicked on it, contact support, live chat. Next available support agent. We're testing the response time of Thinkific support. That is the description of my question or issue? Waiting for an agent. All right, there's one person ahead of me. That's helpful information, so I know what to kind of expect. Agent connected, boom. Less than a minute. Your response time was less than a minute. That's great. Great. Have a great day, Stephen. That's awesome. Okay, cool. Support, in terms of like response time, that's great. I don't know obviously at what capability they have, but they have a lot of resources available, and they have a bot obviously coded to get you optimized towards the right resources if those are available, and will solve your problem. Great time, Stephen. Was the last person I had support on Stephen too? No, there's no way. That was a good, they beat the previous response time. That was fast. For how many screens are things are popping up and like how long it'll take? No, that was quick. That was real quick. Help center. Let's look at the help center though. Otherwise, for things beyond resources, we're going to see. Interesting. Try Thinkific for yourself, accomplish your course. This is nitpicky, but why do you have a get started free like at the bottom of your help center? This is for current users. Hear me out. For whoever's in charge of this on the team, maybe rethink that little banner there. It seems like that's the only way to contact. Let's see. Okay, cool. So you can submit a ticket. You can either do the form fill, like submitting a ticket kind of style support, or do the chatbot in the app, which has very quick response rate. Okay, now looking at reviews, looking at Trust Radius, they have an 8.4 out of 10 on the TR score. It's overwhelmingly positive. There's only a single negative review out of their 12 reviews on TR right now. Few negatives among the positives, which is pretty cool. More blocks for page design, more options for what you can do. Yeah, which we kind of noted that a little bit on the UI. Zero security, use at your own risk. Okay, software is easy to use. Most options are available with higher price plans. Biggest negative platform is, in my experience, it offers zero security. A paid subscriber can access the content URL using a simple view HTML, and then it can be shared with anyone, absolutely anyone. Okay, so that seems like that can be dangerous depending on what your content is. We're assuming most of the stuff isn't sensitive information, obviously depending on what it is, but if it's proprietary information, that could be a concern. I could see that. In that case, I would definitely suggest limiting the text scope of things. So that's where PDF and video content can really come in handy. I don't know if that's true or not, but that could definitely be an issue. Let's just look at Trustpilot as an example. They got a 4.7, so similar score, easy to use. We have 78% are positive, 17% are great. Overwhelmingly positive reviews. That security thing is definitely an interesting note. If anyone knows any more about that, definitely comment below if you've experienced it or if you tested it out yourself and found a huge insecurity there. But I'm curious to know more about that. All right, and rounding out our final scores here, looking at pricing. While they are actually a little bit higher price in that first tier, we are going to give them an overall thumbs up on pricing. They offer a monthly as well as yearly with reduced rate, which is great. Love to see that. Otherwise, they're competitively priced overall. Looking at compatibility, also going to be a thumbs up. The App Store is great. There's a lot of different options there. It's browser-based, so pretty much compatible with anything you need. It uploaded an MOV file, so good on you guys. That's great. Not many websites can handle that. Moving towards installation, pretty easy. There were a lot of questions up front. I would kind of like to see like a short version and a long version, like a quick start versus like a in-depth advanced start. That'd be kind of cool to get from the user experience side, but otherwise, no roadblocks in the way of getting what I need done. User interface, I'm really kind of split down the middle on some of it. It behaves logically for what I expect. It is very large text. So large. A few things are kind of goofy. The videos are goofy, but I'm not gonna bar that on user interface. I think user interface, when we're thinking about the product itself and what it needs to do, what it needs to function as, it does what it needs to do. The courses work great. Importing is great. They accept a massive amount of formats, which is really probably what it comes down to for a lot of different teachers. So A grade, that's awesome. I didn't test if it could do PowerPoints, but if you could do PowerPoint import, that would probably be kind of the holy grail for most people. Okay, it does not look like it uploads PowerPoint slides natively. It does ask for a PDF, but that's one small thing. You just need to save your thing. It's different. You need to export it differently. So that's not necessarily a huge killer, but it could be a roadblock for some people if they're not super technically proficient. But honestly, if you're not super technically proficient or even at a baseline, you probably shouldn't be looking at an online course tool to begin with. Find someone else to do it for you. So overall, for user interface, we're going to be giving it a thumbs up. It behaves as I expected to, and everything worked out great. Any issues I really hit were user error. Looking over at resources, you know, it has interactive built in, which you can jump out of. I love that. It has that getting started progress bar. Not a lot of video support, because the few video they do lead with, which could be helpful. That play bar thing, you know, everyone else we've looked at, Zendesk, everyone, like, you say like what the time is. You need to know what you're getting into. I have no idea what I'm getting into with that. Kind of the same on the resource page, is like you think you're clicking on a simple question, and that simple question expands to 40 other questions. And overall, I think just trying to rethink some of that like resource angle of like, how do we make this actually solving the question that's being asked? Because you're making the question become other questions. You're overcomplicating what the user's looking for. In many instances, which on the support side for resources, the chat probably would push you to more of a pinpoint answer. But yeah, I think overall for experience side on resources, this might be a very controversial decision, but I am going to give it a thumbs down on resources. There's room for improvement that I really think they can make that would easily turn that to a thumbs up. Looking at support, it's a thumbs up. Easy, hands down. Steven, great job, Steven. Anyone over there that knows Steven, he's now my friend, great person, responded so fast and understood the situation also. Didn't just be like, hey, repeat everything you typed. I read it. You're testing my response time. All right. You'd be surprised at how many support people wouldn't recognize what is being said in the message. So no, that's super thumbs up. I would love to see a phone option, but I'm not going to go all the way to a thumbs down because of that. Something to consider if you guys can go into maybe a help desk model down the road at some point. Looking at reviews, it is also a thumbs up. There were a couple of dodgy ones. I mean, really just that security thing is quite dodgy for many people. It could be a hurdle, could be a complete roadblock. You know, if it's proprietary information that you're dealing with, then yeah, definitely consider it. Obviously, I don't mind going free on everything. I think all knowledge should be free. It's more, how do you use knowledge? How do you teach the concept of the thing? I understand that many people also look at like their expertise, the thing they've crafted as a product itself, and they want to hold on to that and have competitors that are trying to seek it and find it. So rounding this, we only had one thumbs down for Thinkific. That means it has an overall thumbs up. We highly recommend it. Thinkific was a good time. It was really cool. I think at any point, if I need to explain to people how to take care of my dog or something, if they're going to be watching my dog, then yeah, walk them through this little course, create it, do maybe a picture of 3 different dogs. Which one is Boomy? Which one's Boomy? Do you know? All right. If you guess wrong, then you probably shouldn't be watching my dog. That'll probably be the opening question. The ending question being, does he like cuddles or does he like to play? It's a trick question. He likes both. All right. Thanks for watching. And as always, like and subscribe for more, and head over to trustradius.com for detailed reviews, comparisons, and software alternatives.